Welcome back, Arbor League, and today we've acquired an extremely rare Pokemon because of Niantic's error, and we finally got the chance to use it in Go Battle League. Of course, we're talking about the now illegal Sandsear Storm on Landorus Incarnate. Yeah, it's not the four-legged Therian version, the Angry Cloud Guy or Angry Cloud Genie version. A couple seasons ago, we saw move additions like Nature's Madness on all the Tapus, all the Storm moves on the Weatheruses, but they were only released on the Therian forms. Until Unova Tour came around, and one of the pages of timed research rewarded you with all the Unovan legendary Pokemon with their legacy moves. There was at least one of each of the Dog Trio and one of each of the Weather Trio. However, there were occasional encounters with the legendaries on the daily tasks on that other new tab they introduced that everyone hated. I mean, free rewards, right? What's to hate? But when this happened, only the Therian forms were supposed to appear. However, the Weather Trio all appeared as their Incarnate forms, including their legacy moves, with Sandsear Storm, Wild Bolt Storm, and Bleakwind Storm respectively. Now the dogs don't have alternate forms, so nothing else was affected, but Niantic was quick to pick up on it and kiboshed that quicker than you could lock on Tri-Attack. Now, illegal really isn't the term. We've just exploited what was allowed or given to us at the time and is maybe disallowed now. So, inaccessible, maybe released in the future. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, what word and what will happen in the future. Now, does this affect Landorus? Does it make Incarnate better? Yes, obviously. Does it mean you should use it? Honestly, you're not missing much. Sorry to be a Debbie Downer, but yes, it made the Therian version meta for Master League, but Ultra League, forget it. I mean, everything is way less bulky, especially Landorus. In short, Therian is better, and for Master, not Ultra. I also feel they nerfed Mudshot. I kind of recall the nerf. It feels like it charges slower now. If there was, let me know in the comments as well. So, which version is better? Well, Incarnate is more attack weighted by 23.5 more points, where Therian is more defense weighted by only 2.5 more points. Yet somehow in this mirror match, like, Therian seems to be the better pick, perhaps outbulking, despite the Incarnate winning CMP. Realistically, here could go either way, depending on baits and debuffs and such, so it comes down to who has the better rock move. For Mudshots, we got accounts of 6, 6, 5 to the Rock Slide, taking 13 turns to do 106 damage. For Stone Edge, it's straight 7s, only taking 15 turns instead to do 153 damage. So Stone Edge is still better, but despite having the higher attack, it's a typical glass cannon, right? It cannot take a hit from that neutral Stone Edge. How anything neutral you've been seeing here, it cannot take a hit. So looking at pvpoke, the battle rating does go up from 377 to 465. That doesn't mean it's better, it just loses less, right? It's less bad. The wins you win more, and the losses you lose more. You also strangely lose the Tapu Bulu match with the buff. I guess maybe them getting extra bullet seeds through when you throw or whatever, but just keep it away from water, grass, and ice and you should be okay. We do have that flyer coverage with the Rock Slide, and you beat other ground types, electric types, poison, and Zacian and Xerneas variants with fighting and electric moves like Close Combat, Wild Charge, or Thunder. The problem with Landorus is steel and fire types you beat, but they still hit you back hard for neutral, so you need that storm or a move that outpaces them so you can get that debuff and or damage off sooner. Now in Master League, the Therian one is ranked number 13, and the Incarnate version number 94. In Ultra League, it drops to 276 for the Therian and 434 for the Incarnate. But if you're lucky enough to have a Great League one, only the Incarnate one is available at number 603. Wow! And yeah, fun fact, in Great League, it also loses to Annihilate and Diggersby, which are fighters and another ground. Living on 1 HP in a dream here, Ferrothorn getting that Power Whip off, but I don't think it's going to matter here versus the Skeledirge. We've still got 2 shields. Now we're behind on energy. Can we get to that Sandsear Storm? We can, and I think we're going to try to catch something on the Tentacruel here, lowering their attack, and we do, but they keep incinerating away, And there's a Tapu Electric one, a Coco coming in here. The Scald is neutral here, so we can hit hard back. Do we farm down? We cannot. So unfortunately, we have to spend a shield on the obvious Thunderbolt here. Our defense hasn't dropped, which is good. We can't make that Scald. This is going to be the Shadow Ball, but they farmed up a ton here. And we have to shield this, even if it is the Disarming Voice. Okay, we're going to let it go. Torch Song still KOs, my goodness. So now that they've boosted the Incinerates, all throwing on scrub timing there. But we're going to try to lower that attack. They boosted it. Can we make it? We cannot. Landorus, this thing freaking sucks in the Ultra League. Do not use it. We got a Rayquaza here. Can we make that Rock Slide? We cannot. So I think we lose CMP on that one. So I'll have to shield up here. Oh, so it wasn't... Okay, so... Try to get that Sandsear Storm off and lower their attack because they're going to shield anyways. But we swap into the neutral match of Tentacruel here. The Poison Jabs are kind of adding up, but they're going to debuff us and dip here with that Breaking Swipe and respond with a Fighter. So a Fighter really isn't a response to Tentacruel. I mean, our attack is kind of lowered here, but these Scalds will still add up. Not getting the debuff on the first one. They're going to have to throw Stone Edge to take us out. Can we get the debuff on the second one? We cannot. So 0 for 2 on the debuffs here, and this is going to be this obvious Stone Edge. We've baited something out, so we can let Tentacruel go, come in, and versus this, oh my goodness, they already made a Stone Edge, so it out spams us, or outpaces us too, right? We had to shield that Stone Edge. Could try to get the final shield back as well with this Sandsear Storm, and we do correctly this time. That's what I should have done last time. So debuffed Breaking Swipe here. Now the problem with this is, like, yeah, we're good with coming in with Steel here, but they get a ton of farm and get to debuff us a bunch of times here, so that's not the greatest because now we're stuck with this. Landorus is dead, so we're going to go ahead and throw this Flash Cannon here. Good that we don't have Thunder. Flash Cannon does KO the Rayquaza. Can we get to that Power Whip? Oh, but they catch on a Muck, which is resisted. Good catch on them. GG's to my opponent. Can we get to that Sandsear Storm? We can, but does this KO from this range after the chip damage from the Power Whip? It does not. And they have a move for the Ferrothorn. Probably going to be the Dark Pulse here. They're on Poison Jab. Poison Jabs are neutral. But can we have to farm this down because we need a move for the Cobalion? We cannot. And GG's to that trainer. Made a very good play at the end. So same song and dance here. We're up against Guzzlord. You notice I try to stay in this one. We win CMP up against Guzzlord here. So throw the Sandsear Storm off to lower that attack. And we're not going to shield one this time. Earlier I was newer. Okay, so maybe this was my first Guzzlord I encountered. Wasn't quite sure how much damage it would do. Try to catch a second one on Tentacruel, but they keep farming. Want to dip out before that Blizzard comes through, but we don't have Blizzard, so this Blastoise is going to absorb a Sludge Wave. Again, I have to throw their Skull Bash if they want to do any substantial amount of damage. They're low enough where we could Scald as well, even though they've buffed their defense. This doesn't quite KO, but we can get a good Poison Jab down here. Can we? Cannot. So I don't want to go down 2 shields and let this Hydro Cannon come through, take us out. Oh, it doesn't. I think they undercharged that. They still snipe us. We don't get that Scald off, which is very unfortunate here because they're low. That would have helped. But we've got an extremely hard counter in Cobalion. Just going to get Dragon Clawed here, and there's a Typhlosion in the back. Now, Typhlosion hits a little bit harder than Skeledirge too, but we lower that attack with that Sandsear Storm. Can we get to the next one? We cannot. Again, Therian, or Incarnate Landorus, it kind of sucks here. But we're going up against a Fable in this next one. We outpace, so we get that Sandsear Storm off, and I think we're probably going to dip. Tentacruels are a hard counter here, so safe swap into the Tapu Fini. So now that their attack has dropped, the Moonblast doesn't do as much. Low enough where we can get in the Surf, but it's a Venusaur, and we're getting pretty low, but they've stayed in for a little bit, so we're ahead on energy here. Nature's Madness is resisted due to the poison typing, and I think they want to try to farm us down, but not before we get another Nature's Madness off, so double debuffing their defense. And look at this, like, Tapu Fini's getting that Venusaur pretty low. We've almost took out a Venusaur with the Tapu, so Tapu Fini, almost a Venusaur counter confirmed. We've only lowered their defense, not their attack. How much does a Frenzy do? Oh my god, that freaking hurts. So we can't even get that Mud Shot through. It was good that they get to throw, we get to farm down with the Tentacruel and keep both of our shields. I'm going to try to see what 2-shield Tentacruel can do here. coming back in with that fairy type, so they're probably extremely weak to this in the back, but it's that Feraligatr. So this looks like a GG. So go for the Scald debuff here, try to lower their attack, but we don't get it. We're 0 for 3 and 4 and 5 on the debuffs, but they get one on us, so it's GG's here as the Shadow Calls are extremely adding up. Gonna have to shield. I think they still have, okay, one more shield, so yeah, we give up on that one. GG's to that. I didn't throw any teams up, and just trying this out with different things. We got a double water in this next strat, so what can we do up against this Talonflame here? And I think 3 Incinerates, we do outpace to that Rock Slide, so we're going to bait with the Sandsear Storm, because they're going to shield anyways. Lower that attack of that Talonflame, and dip into the Tentacruel, catching the Flame Charge. We're going to use Tapu for the hard counter there because we got Water Gun, but they retreat into a Venusaur with 1 shield. You can just go straight for that Sludge Wave. The problem is here, this Venusaur is not debuffed, so that Frenzy Plant kind of hurts, so we're going to need to shield the second one. Baiting the Blizzard here, this was questionable because they didn't shield, neither their attack drop, so you're going to have to shield up another Frenzy Plant no matter what. I don't even think that Blizzard, maybe the Blizzard would have KO'd, the Sludge Wave is neutral, so it wouldn't have either. However, we do get the final shield back, and we can let Tentacruel go down, but not before he gets to the Scald. Tentacruel is not done yet, taking out the Venusaur and switch, and we get to keep a shield. Talonflame will get a little bit of energy though, but we've got Tapu here, Watering Gun down. Now we're going to let the obvious Brave Bird go through. I know it's going to hurt. We have to see what's in the back, and it's a Gyarados. So we get to that Nature's Madness. Now it doesn't hit as hard as Moonblast does, but it does lower the defense. So we can come in here. We will have to shield up this Aquatail here, and I think we can make that Surf before the Talonflame gets to move. Overfarm as much as we dare because we actually want to be ahead here. Take out this Gyarados and probably be ahead to the next move to Incinerate. So third, yeah, they would have made that move, but Incinerate, we actually, Incarnate Landorus actually wins a match here. So doing good with this team so far. Just wanted to showcase the better side of Landorus. I mean, it's not all crap, but it's still bad. But it was up against a Guzzlord here, same song and dance. Get to that Sandsear Storm, win CMP, lower the attack of the Guzzlord, let the Clock or the Brutal Swing come through. So you're not going to shield up this time because now we know how much damage it does. Just trying teams out at the beginning so you don't know how much everything does, and Landorus, again, is glassy. It needs the shields. They respond with a Drapion, which is not really like a clear response. We don't get the attack drop with that Scald. The first Crunch doesn't get the attack drop, so we don't have to shield the second one. And we actually get to the Scald before their next Crunch here. So they're going to have to shield. They don't. We can actually farm down now. So because that Crunch didn't get the debuff, the second one doesn't get the debuff either, we can farm down and take Switch without a shield, hopefully getting to that Scald before getting farmed down by the Guzzlord. They let it go through. Again, no attack drops today from that Scald, absolutely brutal. But they've got a lot of energy here. Gonna throw some of it. Yeah, we can take this, no problem. Just a brutal swing, and they come in with a Golisopod. So kind of a core breaker too. Tapu Fini's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting here. Going to go for the X Scissor, and I think they have Water or Aqua Jet too. So unless they have Aerial Ace, they can't do any real like substantial amount of damage here. We actually get let it go through. I don't know why the opponent's keeping their shields, but they're going to need it for this Rock Slide coming through. They actually let it go through. Maybe trying to get some farm on the Guzzlord. We don't even make the next Sandsear Storm. We get to farm down and a 4 shield flex. Pretty awesome here. I think it's a Venusaur in the lead this time. So we're going to go for that Sandsear Storm, and we win CMP. So like, yeah, Landorus is pretty good. Again, the Incarnate version is attack weighted, so we do win CMP over a lot of things. You can see how much a debuff Frenzy Plant does this time. So last time it got us into the red, gets us into the yellow this time. So now we can swap into the Tentacruel, and they are not swapping out. And still debuff, so that Frenzy Plant, yeah, we can take another one. If it wasn't, we wouldn't. So I think in this scenario, yeah, now it's debuffed. Take number 2 here and farm all the way down. Yeah, we're at 100 energy, but we've got 100 energy for the Typhlosion that comes in, which is good. And we got the Deny. Again, game working perfectly. Love it. Love to see it. Working on our end anyway. So getting both shields with the Scalds. On the Typhlosion with energy is dangerous too, right? So we're going to let this first Thunder Punch come through. That wasn't quite the Solar Beam. Going to shield up the next one and maybe try to catch one of these Thunder Punches. I don't want to go down 2 shields because they severely outpace, but we don't actually catch, but they still throw anyways. They still have some energy. Landorus, we still make that catch, but there's a Feraligatr in the back. Knew it was there. Knew it was there. Again, Tapu Fini gonna have to do some heavy lifting with shield here, but I think that Typhlosion has a move. Gonna have to shield up the Hydro Cannon because we don't want to get Shadow Claw down. And with the Nature's Madness debuff, does a Surf KO? It does not. Can we farm down? And we cannot, and unfortunately we lose this game as well. Feraligatr, just a menace in Ultra League. Heading into the next match here, we got, again, with the Guzzlord leads today, like, I'm enjoying it. I win CMP, so I'm going to try a different strat here. Catching the next Dragon Claw on the Tentacruel. Now, the problem here is they're not debuffed, so those, I mean, Brutal Swing doesn't do that much, but we're doing a bunch of neutral damage here with the Poison Jabs, and they're not swapping out. Going to go with that Brutal Swing again, probably more energy efficient as well. Build up to what we make the opponent think is a Blizzard, getting the shield, which is pretty good. Feraligatr comes in again, but we're getting pretty low. We did get to that Sludge wave though, doing a ton of neutral damage, make the combo play with the Incarnate Landorus, so the energy was building it up was still useful this time. So how much does a debuffed Hydro Cannon do? We don't even survive a debuffed Hydro Cannon, but we do a Frenzy Play because it's neutral. It's still super effective, but Incarnate Landorus, my goodness, cannot take a hit. So if you weren't sure to use it now you're sure to not use it, right? So coming back in with that Guzzlord, we can take whatever they throw, except Sludge Bomb. My goodness. So GG's, the opponent is not looking good for us. I had a strange feeling that it was going to be, but can we get to the... We just have to farm down here. Can we do that? We cannot. So I don't know if that was over or not. Still a third Pokemon in the back. Had to surrender that one. And hopping into the final match here, this is probably the worst lead possible. So this is where I wanted to show how bad the grass can be. So yeah, even despite neutral, Leaf Blade hurts so much. I don't know why they're shielding, because we've only got rock and ground moves, which they resist because of the grass fighting. I know we're a flyer, but Landorus doesn't learn any fly or anything like that. So coming here with the soft counter, I know these Leaf Blades hurt, but because they're debuffed, I just wanted to get to that Nature's Madness and get the either final shield or take out the Virizion, which we do, so I'm good with that. As the opponent gets a little scared and throws, so that's okay with us. Letting go of some energy here. Tapu Fini has done its job. Tentacruel is the hard counter here, as everything here hits for neutral, plus they're debuffed now. That Leaf Blade just tickled Tentacruel. We've got 2 shields for a Shadow Garchomp. So getting this neutral Scald off, it's not going to KO, but because of the Shadow Burn, it hurts like a truck. So we have to call this Sand Tomb bait here, which we do correctly. It does nothing. We're able to get that Sandsear Storm and take out this Shadow Garchomp before it becomes a menace to our Tentacruel. Because Tentacruel did not enjoy those Shadow Dragon Tails. Can't make the Sandsear Storm versus the Skeledirge, but can we get to that Scald? We are going to have to shield this up and expect a catch here. So we still have to shield up that resisted Disarming Voice. Oh my goodness, they're already out of moves, so this is going from bad to worse because we can't farm down, because that was number 3 before they get to a Leaf Blade, so we have to throw. We just have to hope that this Scald does enough damage. We also get the Deny again, which is good, so Scald does not KO the Skeledirge. Can we farm down? We cannot, but we are out of shield, so unfortunately we lose this one. Get core broken by a fire in the back with 2 waters. But there you go, this thing sucks in Ultra League. Don't use it if you want to gain Elo. Remember, this is the channel where we lose Elo so you don't have to. So give this a video a like for that. Possibly it has more play in Master League, but these IVs suck as well. So if you're lucky to get one during the event as well, consider it more of a flex or a collector's item. Unless it's a hundo, then it will remain spice. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn notifications on, because there will be much more Pokemon Go content to come. Actions like subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing go a long way to boost my videos into the algorithm and notifies you when I upload a new video. Until then, I've got lots more spicy anti-meta content on my channel to check out in the meantime, which also helps me too. And don't forget to join the Discord, where you can get help from other like-minded PvPers in the community, chat, hang out, stream some sets, post some memes, and just have fun in a welcoming community where everyone likes to help each other out. We might be straight out of TMs, but we are not straight out of merch. Check out my site with lots of hats, tees, hoodies, mugs, or phone cases with the Arbor League branding. This helps me out too, as we are not yet monetized, so check it out, see if anything piques your interest. But that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you again so much for watching and supporting the channel. I really do appreciate it. But until next time, keep your sticks on the ice. I've been ArborAndy, and I'll see you buds in the next one.